Hi, welcome everybody. It's Mike Newton here at Lytham Golf Academy. Brand new head-to-head here for you with Ping's products. So we've got G400 driver. Just reviewed that on my channel, so you can go and check that out. And I'm going to put it up against the previous model, which is the Ping G. So obviously the lost numbers in the G head, or the G range, should I say, come back with now G400. So the Ping are sort of promoting some very different technology here. Faster ball speeds, longer distance, lower spin. So we're going to maybe have a look at these differences between the two models and maybe just give you guys an idea if it's worth sort of changing just purely on performance, or is a little bit more to the reason to the change in terms of look and feel and maybe sound of the golf club and maybe the dispersion of the shots as well. So we're going to hit both head to head. I've got the Ping Tour 65 shaft in stiff, so I'm going to put that in both here, so the shaft's exactly the same. These are both 10.5 heads, and they're both the standard heads. So they're not the LS Tech or the SF Tech, they're just the standard heads. I'm going to move the loft down to 9.5, which is nearer to my spec. Same shaft in both, hit them both together. Let's see what happens. Okay then, so we're going to start off with the G head first. So again, I've got this 9.5 tall shaft in stiff. You know, it's a good looking driver. I've done a review on this on my channel already. It is a good looking driver. Obviously you've got your turbulators on there, you've got your Dragonfly on there. They have changed slightly in the G400 as well as a bit of other tech, but let's get this first one hit here. Okay, little bit necky that one. I've set myself up on the 17th hole here at Royal Birkdale. Par 5, long par 5, so it needs a good tee shot down here. Quite a tight sort of demanding hole here. That was a little bit up the left hand side. Touch on the heel side there. Okay, so we're going to hit the second shot here with the G driver. Oh, I've hit that one well. Yeah, that one's gone out there. I've hit that a little bit high toe. And that is a good place to hit it on the driver because it's going to just pop your launch off, and I imagine that's going to drop my spin off there. So that's spun, yeah, down to 2-1, just under 2-2 there on spin. That's gone a long, long way. Yeah, I mean, I've hit that one really well again. Another solid strike there, very straight ball flight. Finding the fairway, which is good. So we're going to hit the last shot here with the G driver before we move on to the G400. Let's see if I can hit another good one here. Those last two were really nice. Little bit up the right, but it's going to find the fairway. Again, pretty good strike there. Oh, that was nice. That's performed really, really nice. G400 is going to have to do something here to beat that though. Okay, so going to switch the head over, keep the same shaft, switch the head over, keep it in a 9.5 head in the G400, and then we'll hit some shots with that. Right, so G400 now set up here. Straight away I'm seeing that slightly smaller head as I'm presenting that down by the golf ball, which I do like. I do like that need to look. Definitely more turbulators there, bigger, they look thicker, they're standing out a little bit more. Again, the Dragonfly is a little bit more pronounced there, so we're seeing a little bit more visual. It frames the ball fantastic. I do love those turbulators, to be honest. Okay, so same shaft in here, tall shaft and stiff. Let's see if we can hit this. This is going to have to go some here to beat that G, because that felt really nice. Not a bad opener there. Little bit off the bottom of the club, slightly up the right, but again, finding the fairway there. Yeah, felt very solid. Just see a slightly higher ball flight there. Oh, that was solid. Felt like I struck that better. Again, it's another straight fairway. Drive down the fairway. It's a bit like me, this. Another good solid strike there. Didn't really get out as far as I thought that might have done, to be honest. Yeah, spin's gone up again there, so I'm maybe not sure quite what's happened there. It felt solid, the flight looked really sort of penetrating there, maybe just not quite as good a strike as what I thought. Probably just goes to maybe show, or you're seeing a lot of forgiveness here. Sometimes when you start missing the middle of the golf club with the drivers that are promoting more forgiveness, it's hard to know whether you've hit the middle or slight toe, slight heel, etc. Yeah, it's a good strike. Just pulled that fraction there. Yeah, just caught that mound there. Just missed it left. That's probably a bad place to miss the fairway left on this particular hole. Okay, so we're going to hit the last one here with the G400. Let's try and finish on a good one here. Yeah, it's a good strike again. Yeah, really good strike. It feels solid, you know. I think the sound with that is definitely a little bit more muted than the G head there. Definitely seeing that slightly more compact look as presented down by the ball. Obviously the turbulators are more pronounced, which frames the ball better. I do prefer the look of that G400, but let's have a look at some numbers and performance differences, if there is any, of course. Okay, right, let's look at some numbers. Now, just before I start, I've made a little bit of an error here. I didn't rename the, or didn't make the club perfectly clear on the first one. So the top one, it does say G400, but that was actually the G. So the second batch, which was the G400, I've called the real G400. So just to make you aware, so this is the G, this is the G400. Okay, so club head speed, slightly quicker with the 400 there. Maybe didn't feel that, you know, try to feel that swing the same, just slightly quicker on average there. I did have a little bit of a slow in the first one with the G there. Ball speed 162 to 159, so slightly quicker with the 400 there. Launch pretty much identical there. Spin a little bit higher with the 400 against the G. Now I did have that second one at 2195. That was that high toe, so that just pulled a load of spin off. So if that was maybe similar to the others, that average would probably be the same. You look at that 3-1 there, that's the one I caught a little bit low in the club face. That puts spin onto it. So there is a bit of a difference there, but we've got away in that strike a little bit more, to be honest. So I think because of that, it just affects the numbers slightly. So 276 carry with the G, 273 with the 400. Okay, but obviously we've got that real long one in there at 283 there with that low spin number. Last one there was a good one at 280. So we've got to look at it as an average, because at the end of the day we always hit different parts of golf clubs and we're looking at clubs to be forgiving, etc. But strike does play a huge part of this. So probably on those numbers there, I'm liking the gain of speed. I'm liking a slight gain of club head speed. And maybe need to dial that in a little bit better. Look at strike, maybe shaft, maybe look at loft here and just try and dial that in a little bit better. And that would just maybe push this number out a little bit more. Right then, so there we have it, the G400 against the G. Two very good drivers in my opinion from Ping. You know, as I've always said, Ping make really good solid product. And yet again, the two very good drivers. Probably, if I'm going to go off looks, definitely G400 for me. I'm liking that slightly more compact look. I'm liking the more sort of bigger turbulators there. It frames the ball beautifully as you present it down by the golf ball. Loving the top of it, loving the matte black finish. It sits great. It sounds better as well. So I'm going off sound. Probably G400 does sound better. It's not as loud, which is good. It feels powerful off the club face. We've seen a tiny bit of ball speed gain there. Maybe just like I say, need to dial that spin number and maybe just work on my strike a little bit more there. Maybe, you know, try a few different shaft options here, get the loft dialed in a little bit more, and I've probably got a good drive there. As I say, LS Tech, the low spin version, will probably suit me more, so I've got to bear that in mind. This is the standard head here, so there is an LS Tech option which I will probably go into a little bit more. But, you know, even sort of test there, quite similar, bit more speed. Spin was a little bit higher there, but that could have been me a little bit more. So the next test could flip it the other way around, purely on strike alone. So very similar really on the numbers, but look-wise a big difference for me. And for me, the G400 would just tick the box. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Do comment down below with your thoughts on this video. If there's anything else you want me to put G400 up against. I'm going to try and do the LS Tech and SF Tech once I get hold of them. I haven't got a hold of those as yet, as I'm shooting this video. As soon as I do, I will do some testing with those and get a video out for you guys to have a little look at. Okay, please do subscribe, and hopefully we'll catch up with you all very soon.